And today I want to have a conversation about my boy James. Yes, and this conversation about LeBron isn't really about legacy so much. It isn't about any type of loyalty or, what's best for the NBA as a whole. This is strictly about what gives the Los Angeles Lakers the best chance to win in the next 2 seasons, because according to this report by ESPN, the Lakers would actually welcome LeBron James back if he wanted to run it back for a 24th season. And I know some of y'all fans is probably like, yo, let him walk. And I'm cool with that if that's y'all stance. But if that is y'all stance, my only thing that I'm going to challenge y'all with is give me a better realistic scenario to win it. Not no fantasy, not 2K, my GM mode, not no we'll get Giannis out to the Kupo. I'm talking real basketball logic. Tell me what will be a better ideal situation for the next 2 seasons, because the reality check is the Lakers right now are 33, I believe, in 21, top 5 seed. The trio of LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves, they really honestly have barely played together. When you look at all these games, they played, I think, maybe 9-10 games, less than 200 minutes together. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about 44 games without full chemistry, and they still winning. You know, that tells you something. Not necessarily that that's all about James, but he's a part of that nucleus. This team hasn't even fully formed yet. And I think that whole false flex or false narrative, or just the whole money aspect about we'll have $51 million in the cap if we'll get rid of LeBron, like letting LeBron walk definitely opens, I think, about roughly $50 million. And it sounds good until you ask yourself, what are you going to actually get with the money? Like, it's so easy to say you want to get rid of something, but if you don't have anything to replace it with of substantial means, it's really all for naught. Hypotheticals don't count. Dreams don't count, realistically. And Rob Pelinka, he has to make it clear why he still has a job, that the Lakers are looking to compete now and not do no reset. He might not be here long enough for a reset. So I think that's also another interesting point. And then some people, you got to ask yourself what LeBron actually brings that cap space really doesn't. I mean, this is where I think the conversation might get a little bit uncomfortable, because even with Luka, LeBron, in my eyes, is still the smartest player on this Lakers roster. He's still the system stabilizer. He's still the accountability voice. LeBron, to me, is the emotional, thermostat for the Lakers. This isn't just about scoring. I think at this point, it'll be about what he does to the locker room confidence, whether he improves it or decline, make it decline. You got these young players, their decision making, the playoff composure, game management. LeBron still, I think, is an asset in those categories. And if you are going to be a competitive team, a team that's trying to win, you need that under your belt. There's no way of getting around it. If you can find and you can convince me that you can get those attributes from somewhere else, then just explain it and break it down. But you don't replace that with just a 3-and-D wing. You know what I'm saying? You don't replace those things with just a restricted free agent. And you definitely can't replace that type of shit with some hope. I don't even want to be in a conversation about Giannis joining Luka and the Lakers eventually. Like, I don't even know how much sense that would make. How that would look, what the Lakers would actually be losing in order to get Giannis. Like, that's just such a long shot. So the real issue to me, and it was interesting that the Lakers reportedly want LeBron back, or they be welcoming him back. My thing is, should LeBron return? How do we find a way to balance Luka and LeBron? I think if LeBron was to come back next season, we have to have some established roles, responsibilities, and titles, because Luka is definitely the engine. There's no way of getting around that. But I feel like James is the processor. One drives offense, one drives the game, one controls the game. There's some structure there. So if you don't want LeBron James back for a 24th season with the Lakers, I mean, just give me a more realistic signing or a realistic trade? Give me some type of timeline that the Lakers will get back to looking decent without James in the mix. Who can you replace in the association right now when we talk about leadership for this team? I mean, Luka, some will consider Luka as a leader. Some consider Luka not a leader. They feel like he still got some immaturity. So if you're going to take LeBron out this equation when we're talking about leadership, I mean, who you going to replace it with? That's going to keep this team competitive for 2026 and 2027. Not just exciting, I'm talking competitive, chance to win. Because right now, I think bringing LeBron James back isn't really sentimental or should be focused on the farewell tour. I think it's actually structural. Lakers are a top 5 team in the West despite minimal Luka Braun overlaps. LeBron is an unrestricted free agent, I believe, after the $52.5 million season. The Lakers cap flexibility, I think it depends entirely on his decision. So we'll see how this play out, man. And Lakers land, I'm Seven Mitchell. Let me know what y'all thoughts here. Should the Lakers offer LeBron or be welcome to have him come back for a 24 season?